Cafe Kubal Studios, as mentioned, on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, as well, and those are all in Syracuse, as well as on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-through location of North Syracuse. So make sure you head out there today. And if you're out of town, you could simply go to cafekubal.com. That's cafe, Kubal.com, and you can order from them right now. Appreciate your patience this morning, and my apologies for being here. We're supposed to start at 9 a.m. this morning, and we are starting here at 9:30 instead, which means we will carry over into the 11 to 12 o'clock hour to make sure we give you your 2 hours today. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, available to you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where sports meets that thing called life, on youtube.com, facebook.com, and mixlr.com, all / Wake Up Call DT. Many thanks to have you here inside of the broadcast where sports truly meets that thing called life. And of course, you can also find us on wakeupcalldt.com and on facebook.com / livenowdt as well. So however you're connecting with the show in central and upstate New York, our second home of Florida, around the country and the world, we thank you so much for being a part of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and truly can't thank you enough for your support and your love and your well wishes, your kind words, and sending people over our way as well. So however you connect with the show and however you're with us today, thank you so much for all that you do to truly make this a special experience every single morning. So with that being said, we have plenty coming up for you on today's broadcast, A Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. As you know, on Wednesdays, we split the show into two pieces, and that is because our fantasy football content needs to be available instantaneously for all of my fantasy football owners out there. As you set your lineups, we want to make sure we get it out to you as soon as possible. So every single week, I'm giving fantasy football advice. And in providing that fantasy football advice to you every single Wednesday between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you'll have the opportunity to grab that video on youtube.com / wakeupcalldt, as well as by going to the fantasy football tab on wakeupcalldt.com. See what we have, and we do the games in order from Thursday night all the way to Monday night. So if you're going into the show and you got 5 minutes before you're trying to set your lineup and you're trying to look for it and you click on it and you say, okay, Cleveland Indy, look at the schedule, and we have the schedule next up to, it's right on my side when I'm doing the broadcast. So you say, okay, he's got Cleveland Indy, so the next game is the Jaguars game, and that's the one I need to hear what he has to say. So it is in order to the schedule, and so make sure you check that out. And whenever you need us for fantasy, we are here for you. So I do it on Wednesdays, so you have Wednesday to be prepared for Thursday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to be prepared for Sunday and Monday. So do everything I can to make sure that fantasy football is with you all week long and that you have everything you need. If you have any questions about your team specifically, make sure you write into the video live. Be happy to answer it. Or you can respond to the video after the fact once it's archived on facebook.com and youtube.com, both / wakeupcalldt, and I'll answer your questions then. Or you could shoot me a question and just tag fantasy football on Facebook at wakeupcalldt, Twitter at calldt, and Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. So make sure you get in touch with us. That'll be the second hour of the show. Hour number one is going to start off in just a moment with AD and DT, an all-new special with Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. The AD is Athletics Director for LeMoyne College, Bob Beretta. The DT is, of course, me, and we come to you every first and third Wednesday of each month during Dolphin time to start off our Wednesday broadcast on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora exclusively. Today we'll be talking about club sports and intramurals that are offered to the entire student body. So if you're not a student athlete, you're on LeMoyne's campus, you've been there for a year or two, or you're just coming in for the first time, and you want to get involved, want to get some cardio going, maybe you have a love for a sport but you never got recruited, maybe you're just looking to make some friends and expand your network, whatever it may be. Intramurals and club sports are a fantastic way to get around people toward a common goal and have some positivity, some connection, and building those relationships and those bonds. Bob and I are going to talk about the importance of it in just a moment in AD and DT, brought to you by LeMoyne College and the Dolphins. And then we're going to see the return. Folks, I have been patiently impatient to bring this back to you. On the Prowl, my segment on the Jacksonville Jaguars that's here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora returns this morning. And in its return this morning, we have a giant growl, as they are the only team with a win inside of the AFC South. The Jaguars lead the division early on here in the first couple weeks. They are in the driver's seat. And you say, Dan, well, it's only 2 weeks in. Yes, it is. But they are in control now. And if they continue to win, they will stay in control. So I know that games are going to be tough. They're going to be challenged, including this weekend on the road on the West Coast, where they typically don't play well. And they have the Chargers. But this team is in the driver's seat of the AFC South early on. And what they do now will show whether or not they stay there, or if they have to fight from the middle of the pack or from the bottom. The Jaguars will be joining me today and on the Prowl, and that features my conversations with them. And so we'll be talking with cornerback Tre Herndon, tight end Evan Engram, running back Travis Etienne Jr., and a video special will come to you featuring safety of the Jaguars and Syracuse Orange football alum Andre Cisco, in an unforgettable conversation of him celebrating his current team and celebrating your Syracuse Orange. Don't miss a second of it. We'll do the ingredients to success, since we didn't get to do them on our typical Tuesday since we were down with Papa Joe. So the ingredients to success, proudly presented by Avicoles, will be coming to you at the bottom of our first portion of the show. And then we'll jump into our Fantasy Football Power Hour for NFL Week 3. I've already given you my picks for NFL Week 3 as far as who's going to win the games by team. We'll break it down game by game and let you know fantasy-wise who you should be playing. So get your fantasy football questions ready, have them prepared, and get ready to send them over to me in the second portion of today's show. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick step aside for a fast break. When we come back, Bob Beretta will be joining me on Club Sports and Intramurals here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. From inside of the Cafe Kubal studios.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item, available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Witty Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5 Camillus, where you will find handcrafted all-natural soy wax candles over 60 cents to freshen up your home. We carry a wide range of locally made items, Salsa Q's, Syracuse Salt, and Chocolate Pizza Company, to name a few. Let our knowledgeable staff help choose unique gifts and keepsakes for any occasion. Gifts for family and friends, and maybe a little something for yourself. Woody Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5, Camillus.
Here for another edition of AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta of LeMoyne College, myself, Dan Tortora, aka DT, here with you every first and third Wednesday of each month during Dolphin Time Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins. And of course, every second and fourth Wednesday, we have the Dolphin Dive at the same time. And we just came off of a doubleheader with men's and women's tennis head coach. Always happy to have Jeff Lonzak on the show, and both teams started out the 2022-23 campaigns with victories in their matches, and we also got to feature Marissa, aka Missy Lissicatos, and her very, very unique story of incredible adversity that she has a tattoo on her left arm to remind her of a Bible verse that whatever she faces, she can face it with laughter and continue to move forward. So I want to thank them for their time. Bob, how are you?
I'm great, Dan. Thanks for good to see you as well, and thanks for doing that story on Marissa. She's a great story, and just a tribute to her resilience to be out there and really performing extremely well for our women's soccer team so far this year.
And you and I have realized watching the games that it's very easy in a quick run of play, especially when people are on the far side, to know by sneaker color, by cleat color. So yeah, cleat color here. So
Marissa favors the bright orange cleats. If you come out number 21, bright orange cleats. But a great player for us, and just a phenomenal story, and a great example of the product that comes through LeMoyne, and LeMoyne will produce here when Marissa finally does leave, and just so thrilled that she has the opportunity to go back and experience competition after seeing it on the other side as an assistant coach last year.
Yeah, no, very unique story, and you can check out her story of 3 different head coaches, as well as going through injury, COVID times that affected everybody on the team, and of course her fight back to see that she has eligibility after being an assistant coach. So many different things have gone on in her life. She's handled it like a champion, and her story, as well as all of our stories with the Dolphins, including our AD and DT library, are on the LeMoyne tab of wakeupcalldt.com, and you can subscribe to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Today, Bob and I have gotten together to speak on Club Sports and Intramurals and how that is expanding the footprint of LeMoyne, and I'd love to open that up to you.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. So Club Sports Recreation previously had reported to the athletic director, and during COVID and that transitional period here in leadership in the athletic department, it was moved out from athletics and just recently returned under athletics here about a month ago, and we're looking at it as an opportunity to really expand our footprint, our base, and try to energize that club sports program. So it now falls under the direction of the athletic director, and we did an overview during the summer months. Dave Willard, who oversees that program, the Intramurals and Club Rec program, and we came back with a recommendation to add 5 sports, as a matter of fact, and we're planning on adding bowling, so it would be a co-ed bowling team, a men's and a women's swimming and diving team, women's ice hockey and softball, and we hope that we introduce those sports this year at some point during the academic year based on our level of interest from our current students, and then we start to market those aggressively for prospective students to LeMoyne, those that they may have an interest in attending LeMoyne and also want to play, or some that really kind of want to play but not at that Division II level, or potentially Division I level, but still want that experience. And we're going to offer that, and hopefully it'll be something that helps drive admissions, helps in some small way improve retention of our students, but really just overall it's an opportunity to enhance the student experience at LeMoyne, not just the student athlete experience. I feel like all of our young people here have the opportunity to be active in intramurals or club sports. Over 750 last year participated in intramurals and club sports, in addition to the number of 375 student athletes at the intercollegiate level. So it's almost a quarter of our student body, Dan, that actively participates in either an intercollegiate athletic team, intramurals, or club sports. So we're just trying to make that more robust. And the other thing that we've done this year is we've begun to really interface well with the club captains and their head coaches and allow them to compete and practice on our fields and in our recreation in our the main gym, not just the recreation center. So, you're going to see a club sports team might be holding a game out on turf field, or you may see the intramural basketball league in the gym, and we want to provide all those opportunities to our students that may not be competing at the intercollegiate level as well.
Yeah, and I know when I was in high school that we had the opportunity for intramurals and the opportunity for me too. I was playing basketball in high school, also got to get involved in that and had a great time, learned a lot, had some really good games. And so, I think it's club sports and intramurals are very, very important to building up the student body. And you may not have been recruited for, to come here for this. Maybe you always had a passion, you never played the sport, and you want to give it a shot. Maybe you just want to put yourself out there, become more social. I think club sports and intramurals have given us an opportunity to dive into a sport, be able to play it and be a part of it. Like I said, that maybe if you were recruited or not. And more than anything else, it gives us an opportunity to get together. And I think this all the time when I'm on a college campus, college or university, anywhere, is take these moments and love them, because I miss walking out my door in my, residence hall or whatever, and being able to have people around my age all around me, where you always have these chances to interact with people. So club sports and intramurals is a great way to build friendships, build opportunities, and to get yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it really does. And the other piece that's so important is mental health and wellness. Not only physical health and wellness, but mental health and wellness. And again, providing more opportunities for our students to get outside, enjoy space, enjoy the camaraderie of their floor mates or roommates or dorm mates, whatever that might be, and do that under the auspices of athletics. So you don't have to just feel like, hey, I'm not an intercollegiate athlete, I'm just going to, that part of my life is over. No, we want to embrace that. We want to expand on that. We want to involve as many of our students on campus as possible, to enjoy the facilities that we have here at LeMoyne and make everyone feel welcome and feel part of this athletic scene. And that's, we're hoping to energize that. We're planning on starting a website dedicated just to our club sport teams. Right now, we have a link off the athletics website that kind of lists what our club sports are, but we're talking about a very interactive site that you could be able, the rosters will be posted there, and photos of our student athletes and schedules and all those types of things. So those are things that are in the planning stages right now, but all part of a greater strategy to improve our offerings to our students, and also prospective students, to try to engage them at that level and say, hey, you don't have to just be an intercollegiate athlete to feel like you're treated like one. And that's really our goal here, and try to engage as many of our students as possible.
Yeah, and it expands the footprint of athletics and further connects athletics to the student body in the greater good of LeMoyne College, which is incredible. And obviously where greatness meets goodness, so you have that opportunity. I do know too that when these club sports start, there's a chance that if a lot of talented people come in that are very dedicated to it, and it builds and it grows, and there's some good coaching and obviously student athlete involvement, that down the road there could be an addition as an intercollegiate team. So when you're joining a club sport, please understand, folks, you could be a part of some pretty incredible history.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dan. Thanks for bringing that up. And certainly we've looked strategically at areas that we could increase our intercollegiate sport offerings. And I would say that, in some cases that we just talked about, those sports already exist at the intercollegiate level here at LeMoyne. But there are a couple that don't. And could they potentially become members of the intercollegiate sports portfolio? They could, and we're going to look at that, and we're going to look and see what makes sense. If there's great demand and interest, if we feel like there's a structure in place to do that. Again, it's all part of our growth strategy as an institution. President Lemira has charged us with what we call the March to 700 to increase our first year class into the 700 range from where we're at right now, we do extremely well, and we've done very well coming out of COVID, and we're still in the 600 range, meaning surpassing our goals as an institution, which is incredible if you think about what many of regional institutions of higher education are struggling with right now, and to see where LeMoyne is, it's incredible. And rather than sit on our laurels, we're trying to advance the ball. We're trying to move and march to 700, and we feel like this increase in the re-energizing of our club sports and recreation intramurals could play a role in that as well.
Why do you feel that LeMoyne College has been so successful at a time where some schools are closing, some schools are nervous about what they need to do and what they're going to do for the next few years, and with a nationwide look at a decrease in enrollment or people of that age to come into college, there's been concern at a bunch of different levels, division-wise, and really all over the country. People are talking about this. Why is LeMoyne successful through this, and what have you done strategically to prepare yourself for something like this?
Yeah, that's a great question, Dan, and it's one that I think every institution of higher learning, no matter what division athletically, they're asking those questions because they're struggling with enrollment. I know there are 2 or 3 examples of schools here in the Northeast that have enrollment goals in the 600s that brought in classes in the 300s. And that's challenging. That is very difficult. That's difficult on the students that attend. It's difficult on the staff. And then you're wondering how sustainable would that be. And LeMoyne has been very steadfast, and we've done a great job. And people ask me that question all the time, and I feel like it's a tribute to this institution. It's a tribute to the leadership, certainly, Dr. Lemura at the head of our ship, and she leads us and steers things in a manner that allows all of us to be extremely successful. And I'd say it's also a tribute to the mission of the institution. We're 76 years old now, and the mission is very clear. It's defined, and we follow our Jesuit values. Academics is the ultimate priority for all of us, athletics included. So we're here to support the academic mission of this institution. We have this huge service component as a Jesuit institution, as one of 27 or 28. I know the number has been varying back and forth here in the past year, but one of 28 members of the AJC, the Jesuit community. We take that very seriously. It's part of our mission. It's who we are, but delivering service in our community also very, very important. So I think it all goes into, as President Mira says, all goes into the minestrone, she says, and those are all important parts. And I think athletics plays a huge role in supporting the academic mission of this institution. And certainly everything falls under our Jesuit values, who we are, the character, not only of those that have passed through LeMoyne, but certainly those currently leading, those of our current students and student athletes, and those of our prospective student athletes. So we achieve at high levels academically, athletically, within the community. We aspire to greatness. We aspire to excellence in all that we do. We talk about comprehensive excellence. It's real in our athletic department, and I think it's real here at LeMoyne at the Heights in general.
That coming here from the athletics director of LeMoyne College, Bob Beretta, AD, myself, Dan Tortora, DT, letting you know that club sports and intramurals are an opportunity for you to expand your footprint, expand your horizon, get out of your comfort zone, interact with other people, maybe come back to a sport you love, maybe try something new for the first time. So definitely, folks, I got to tell you personally, when something like this is given to you and these opportunities arise, take the opportunity, because at worst you could say, hey, I tried it and I want to do something else. At best, you could form some of the greatest bonds you've ever had and really find your love for something that you had a long time ago, or maybe something you never knew that you loved.
Yeah, and it's just a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to get out. Physical exercise does so much for the psychological side of things. It allows students to take a break from their studies, get out, and all the positive things that you just mentioned, Dan. So we're hopefully gonna continue to expand. We had a club fair here at LeMoyne earlier last week. We're going to have a club sports fair. We think we'll do that here in the weeks ahead, where we just focus potentially on, specifically I should say, on our club sport teams, and try to gain interest and excitement and try to spread the word. We put together a beautiful pamphlet. It's available on our website. It's available down here in the athletic center. It spells out all of our club sport offerings and contacts and all that type of information is available. So again, our plan is to really expand the offerings, improve what we have and involve as many students as possible in this initiative.
And to maybe let a former basketball player get some intramural in. So
every now and then.
That coming from Bob Beretta, myself, Dan Tortora. You're in Dolphin Time every Wednesday at 9 a.m. exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You are worldwide with us on mixlr.com, facebook.com, and youtube.com, all /WakeUpCallDT. The LeMoyne tab on wakeupcalldt.com has this entire library, and YouTube is the fastest way to get to everything. Subscribe there, youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT. For now, from LeMoyne, thank you, Bob, and as always, fins up.
Fins up, Dan.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicoli's.com. That's myaviccollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Always happy to be here with you, and so excited, as you see on your screen right now, for those of you on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, to have On the Prowl's return come today. And that, my folks, is the sound of the Jaguar. Jaguars on the prowl here, and we have our first conversation coming up this morning, and I'm very excited to do this. We got a bunch of different stuff coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. And our first conversation today is going to be featuring Tre Herndon, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So very happy to have him on the broadcast as we get things started off here, where sports meets that thing called life, and always appreciate you being here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. A lot of great stuff coming up here on the prowl, and we'll start things off, like I said, with Tre Herndon here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So very much looking forward to this, and very much honored and thankful and privileged to be able to bring this to you here. So on the prowl here this morning on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, proudly presented by all of the wonderful people that we have the blessing of working with here on our team. You are going to have our first On the Prowl of the season, featuring Mr. Tre Herndon, who's joining the broadcast here, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and very much looking forward to bringing this to you this morning, where sports meets that thing called life. So with that being said, without further ado, here's my conversation with Tre Herndon of the Jacksonville Jaguars following their victory that put them at the top of the AFC South, with the only win of any team in the division this season thus far.
Well, to get this victory in the AFC South in week one, nobody had a victory, so this is the first one to lead the AFC South, so you're leading the division right now, and it's up to you guys from here. I know it's early in the season, but just what it feels like to get the win and get the first one in the AFC South.
Yeah, man, it feels great.
Good. Well, to get this victory in the AFC South in week one, nobody had a victory, so this is...
It feels great, especially to lead the league early like this, get a good sense of momentum, going in. It's a long season, we know that, so of course 24-hour rule, get over after 24 hours, but enjoy it tonight, and know we got, a long season to come, so we're going to keep pushing.
I think Matt Ryan historically was 4-0 against the Jaguars coming into this game. You handed him his first loss and 3 interceptions. What you could say about that?
Yeah, man. Them guys, they was playing lights out today, man. D-line was playing great, forcing him, to make bad throws, and the back end made the plays count when they came. So it was great, man. And keep that streak going against a quarterback like that, that's always awesome. So, yeah, it's a great feeling.
When you get to do this and get that first win at home in front of these fans, what can you say about Duval and just what it means to be here? We know the chant, we know the rally cry, but what's it like to be here every day?
It's great, man, especially, to have fans that have stuck through with us over the years. You know what I'm saying? It's been some balancing times here. And just to finally start picking up that role and get on a good roll of wins, man, it'll be good for our fans, good for the locker room. Everybody, it's always great when you get a win, so it feels good.
Where does the leadership come from on the team this season?
We got leaders everywhere, man. We brought in a lot of guys through free agency. Of course, we got Trevor leading the offense. We got Foyer. We got, the young Trey Walker coming in and making an impact early. We got Jenkins making plays. We got leaders everywhere, man. So it just kind of spreads around the locker room, man. And when you get all those leaders together and we all can get on the same page, that's the results.
Trayvon Walker, you mentioned him in his first game, had an interception and a sack.
Yeah.
What has he done immediately on this team?
Man, he's coming in playing lights out, just like everybody expected him to, He's embraced the role as a rookie, and they always say after your first game, you ain't a rookie no more. So he did his thing his first game, man, made some impactful plays this game as well. So he's on the road.
Trey, this secondary, when Jalen Ramsey was traded away, you had to step up. There's different guys that have to step up at different times. How would you describe the secondary?
Man, guys that first of all want to play together. Great chemistry between everybody, great coaches. We're all a group. And, we just all want to get better each and every day. No matter who has to step in there and play, we have trust in each other, knowing that we're going to handle our jobs. And, it's great when you have a group like that, man, that everyone believes in each other, lets you play loose, lets you play free, make plays like today.
One of those guys I covered when he was up in Syracuse, Andre Cisco. Oh, yeah. What can you say about what he's meant for this team?
Yeah, Cisco is a beast, man. I do some off-season training with Cisco, so I knew about him, before he came out, man. And, he's a beast, man. To be at his age and his year in the league, to be able to operate that back end like he does, man, and make plays is huge for us. So, yeah, he's a big, impactful player for sure.
But you said you used to do off-season training with him and whatnot. What did you guys do?
We worked with a guy named Oliver Davis, man, out in Atlanta, Georgia. Just DB training, man, working on our skills. We'll get some receivers out there, do releasing and stuff. But, yeah, Oliver Davis out of Atlanta, Georgia, man, best DB trainer. So, yeah, check him out. But, yeah, that's where I met Cisco, man. We was grinding all season, when he was young, man. So I knew what he was going to come up here and do.
So you guys, before you were teammates, knew each other.
Yeah.
How did that training make you better?
Oh, yeah, man. If you look up Oliver Davis on Instagram, man, you'll see all his feed and everything that he posts is all about getting his guys better. He got a lot of guys in the league that he trains, all about fundamentals and, the small things that may be overlooked sometimes. So, yeah, just looking up, man. Oliver Davis, man. I am OD3, man. Check him out.
And finally, Doug Peterson, what has he done with his coaching staff to improve the culture here, in your opinion?
He's done great, man. Bringing in some coaches that, first of all, believe in the players. That's always important to have that feeling. And, we're getting coached up to do the right things, man. And, it's resulting on the field on Sunday. So we just, want to keep it going.
That coming once again from cornerback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tre Herndon. And Trey is somebody, when Jalen Ramsey, and you heard me ask him about it, when Jalen Ramsey got traded away, he stepped up in a massive way. He's one of the guys that's been a part of this team with a lot of youth on this team. He's one of those guys that's been there for a few seasons and has seen what this team has been through. And so I'm so grateful that he was so nice about giving his time to me, and that he was there to, have this conversation about this, and so open about this conversation. Tre Herndon's one of those guys that really has cared and put his time and put his work in, and I'm so thankful that we got to spend this time together and have respected him for many a season, and now getting to see him and talk with him was a beautiful thing. Next up here in this edition of On the Prowl, as it returns to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we have Evan Engram joining the show. And Evan Engram joined the Jaguars this season. He is one of the new Jaguars that they went and got in the offseason to try and build up this team and create a new identity. And Evan Engram is next here on the broadcast in this edition of On the Prowl, as I have the opportunity to bring you your Jaguars here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life.
Well, Evan, to get this victory, first AFC South win of the season for anybody after week one with the ties and the two losses, just what you can say coming out, leading the division early and doing it in front of your fans.
Yeah, it's big. Shout out to the fans for real. they showed up, and it was an awesome atmosphere to go play the first home game in, and they're a big credit to our success too, because we came out and wanted to play confident and swagger and execute on all levels as an offense and as a team, and they definitely helped us do that. So. But it was a fun game, man. We all played great. Everybody did their job. There's still some things that we can even get better at, which is the cooler thing out of all this is that we can still even be better. So it was just a great day overall.
Besides the weather, because I know what it's like to be up in New York, New Jersey area, what made you want to be a part of this team?
I think it was just Doug was a big part of it coming here. He was in our division for 4 years in New York, and I saw just how he got Zach Ertz involved and Dallas Goddard, how he started to get going, and just the involvement of the tight ends, and it was just coming in the situation I was in with the contract situation. It was just a plus, just a whole bunch of pluses across the board, and even just stepping foot first day here, even the guys, it was just a perfect fit for me. So we've been putting in all work all summer, all spring, and all training camp, and today was a big day for us, even going forward.
Came from left to right on one of the plays, caught the ball, and your defender was trying to pull you down to the ground. You got that extra, pulled yourself into the first down. Just bring me into, in those moments for you, that extra oomph that you have and the push that you have, and then the celebration afterwards, because you definitely got the fans pretty hype after that.
I don't even remember the celebration, honestly, but no, it was a great play. We knew that sometimes, they'll lock 1-by-3 formations, and that corner that was over me, he likes to kind of play soft over top. So I was just trying to be violent, movement, and just using my speed across the field. I knew he was in the trail, and Trevor led me with the ball. So I got my eyes forward. I kind of felt where he was at, and really got lucky and got my hand under his chest and was able to just use my force and just put him on the ground and continue. I saw the stick, so I just gave that extra push. I honestly was even pissed off. I could have came out of it and made an even bigger play, but it was good. It felt good to get keep the chains moving on for my team.
Leadership-wise, from Trevor Lawrence and having a quarterback like him, does he compare to anybody that you've ever had throw to you? And if he does or doesn't, just what you could say about his leadership style.
Man, he's his own. Trevor is in his own league. Just love the way he works, love the way he communicates. His personality in the locker room is great. He's a great leader, and he's a really smart player too. He's learning every day, and I think he played an awesome game today. Made a lot of great decisions. Had great placement with the football, protecting us and leading us in the right direction, away from hits and stuff. And he plays with swagger too. I love it. So it was a big day for him too, and just something that he can build on. We all can build on together.
When you look at what this team did in the offseason to bring you in, bringing guys like Christian Kirk, a lot of movement was made by the Jaguars to improve and have something this season that looked different. How would you describe being a part of that new chapter?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I firmly believe that God has a plan for everything. He does everything for a reason. He placed me here for a reason. And just from day one, stepping in the building, I knew I was in the right spot. So, just all the work we've been continue to put in, just us buying into the culture that we're building here. The past is the past here, and we're on a new beginning. And today was just a really nice first step for us to keep building.
You mentioned your faith. It means a lot to me too. Just what you can say about your faith and why it's so important to you.
He'll take you to the highest, and he'll humble you with the lowest of the lows. And I've been through a lot, and there was some dark days, and I just continue to trust him. And for me, that was a time where I was just kind of dependent on myself. I was dependent on my own powers and my own abilities, and that's not what he calls for us to do. He puts the thorns in our side for a reason, and I firmly believe that just trusting him and leaning on him more, and giving him the thanks for all the abilities that he's blessed me with. That's the right way to go. Just coming here, he kind of snapped me back in shape, and he's been blessing my steps ever since, and I trust him with the unknown every single day. So a lot of glory to him, especially for today and going forward.
What else can you say to that? That an incredible conversation with Evan Engram. First time I ever had the opportunity to speak with Evan. And I'm so grateful for his time. I'm grateful for his faith. I'm grateful for just how beautiful his message was. And to say, listen, I went through dark days. I went through dark times. I relied on myself, you know, and it always brings me back when I hear something like that of the statement that we always find in our faith: lean not on your own understanding, right? Lean not on your own understanding. And to lean on God, to lean on someone who's smarter than you, right? We have egos, right? Well, no, nobody's smarter than me. You know, I'm going to tell God the woman that I want. I'm going to tell God the man I want. I'm going to tell God the job I want. I'm going to tell God where I'm going to live. And, you know, I mean, if God listened to me, I wouldn't be here in Syracuse, New York, because I had moved down to Florida at the time. You know what I mean? So if God listened to me, I wouldn't have some of the friends that I had. If God listened to me, I would have been married to somebody I barely knew. If God listened to me, I wouldn't have this house. If God listened to me, I wouldn't be me. You know, I wouldn't truly be the me that he made me to be. So I love that Evan said, I trust God with the unknown. And I was leaning on my own understanding. I was leaning on me. And he taught me not to do that. He humbled me. I saw the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. And what I learned by all this is that I have to trust God, because God's going to take care of me and he knows better. And I just think that that's a beautiful thing. I also think this is a beautiful picture, and I can't take credit for it. So, you know, this graphic that we have up, there's some people that take some incredible pictures out there in you know, in the sports world and in the world in general. And, you know, there's some really, really, really talented people that deserve all the respect in the world. This one comes to you from bigcatcountry.com, and there's no name on the picture here, but you know, you can check it out at blackandteal.com. Blackandteal.com is where I found it here. So make sure you check them out and show them some love. Fantastic picture. Next one that we have up here for you, and again, I'm so honored and I'm so privileged to be able to do this and to have these conversations. I want to thank the Jacksonville Jaguars for this. Is Travis Etienne Jr. I covered Travis in the Clemson Tigers. You can tell that the jet lag has set in. So, you know, got home after midnight last night. Feel like that my words can't talk. I'm very happy that I'm, you know, a broadcaster, since I feel like today I can't speak. But but yeah, you're listening to On the Prowl, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora's special Jacksonville Jaguars content. Next up is my conversation with running back Travis Etienne Jr., who I covered while he was a member of the Clemson Tigers, along with quarterback Trevor Lawrence. This is the first time that I've gotten to speak one-on-one with Travis Etienne, and I'm very, very excited for the opportunity to share this with you, because it's meant a lot to me to be able to do it. So here it is.
Well, getting a victory in front of the fans and starting off home the right way, just what you can say about that.
I mean, it's great. It's always great to get a W, and we came out here and did that, man. It's a great feeling. But game's over now, so we'll enjoy this one tonight and back to work tomorrow.
Getting the opportunity to obviously be drafted here and then having to wait your turn and go through adversity that you couldn't control. How did you handle this past season getting ready for this one?
I just taking it one day at a time, just staying level-headed and just keeping my spirits high and just working and just looking forward to days like this. And I'm here now and just going to enjoy today.
You seem to like that contact. You don't shy away from it by any stretch of the imagination. Coming off of an injury and going at guys the way that you do, just what you can say about the dog mentality that you have.
I'm just out there trying to make plays. Honestly, just still working on myself to continue to get better. I've been out of football for a little while now, and I'm still just fine-tuning myself and just continuing to get better. So I mean, just have to just keep making plays and just show my teammates that I'm willing to take a hit and stuff like that.
First couple games, you got to come out here finally with Trevor again and have that Clemson hookup. Just what you can say about what it's like to be at the next level with a teammate that you obviously had a lot of success with.
I know, it's great. It just feels comfortable. I mean, out there, I feel very comfortable. I feel like I'm not really just, I don't know, Trey just brings a sense of just comfort that I feel like you need in this level, and I feel like I bring that for him too.
he was very successful today as far as getting the ball down the field and completion percentage and everything. Just what you can say about how you've seen him grow even from Clemson.
Just his willing to be coachable. He's a very coachable guy that never changes, and that's why he continues to get better and better, because he can take the criticism and get to work and work on himself and get better.
Coach Doug Peterson, just what you can say about what it's like to have him in the locker room and what he and the staff have maybe done to improve the culture.
It's great. I feel like definitely feel the energy shift around here. I mean, we got the win today, so that was great. And I feel like guys are going to continue to build off this, and we're going to keep it rolling.
How would you describe Coach Peterson as opposed to Dabo Swinney?
I feel like you really can't it's like comparing apples to oranges. I feel like I really can't. I feel like college is such a different atmosphere to where you have to coach them differently, and then pros, you have professionals, and you have to coach them differently. So I really can't compare that situation.
Is there something from Dabo you could take, though, into being a pro that you think can maybe ring true for you now?
Just whatever you do, just do it with all your heart. I mean, just don't take anything for granted, and keep your foot forward.
Lastly, for me, James Robinson, just what it's like to have both you guys back there, how you feed off each other, and the chemistry that you have.
Nah, this is great. I feel like we both bring great elements to the game, and we like a 1-2 punch, and I feel like as the year goes, you continue to see that, and it's going to be great to feed off each other.
That coming from Travis Etienne, Jr., running back of the Jacksonville Jaguars, inside of On the Prowl. And I am so happy to be back with this, so happy to have this with you. I got this shirt. God works in beautiful ways, in my opinion. And this shirt was available in Jacksonville. It says, "Work hard, train harder, Prowl." And I thought it was funny because I called the segment On the Prowl, and I'd been calling it that, and then just so happened to be in Jacksonville and found this shirt that said Prowl on it. And I said, well, God works in those incredible ways where you create, and that's happened with me a lot, where something in my life is there, and then he's like, hey, just so you know, here's something for that. Here's a t-shirt. Or, to me, it's God's way of saying, like, I see you, or great idea, or you're on the right track. And so I think it's really cool to be able to have stuff like this. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt today, as I proudly bring back On the Prowl, which I am so excited to have back here on the show. My coverage of the Jacksonville Jaguars here for you every single season. This is my 12th season of being on site, on location, in some way, shape, or form with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I feel very honored, very privileged, very thankful to the Jaguars for all the wonderful things they do to help me to cover this team as much as we get to, and all of the great things that we get to bring to all of you, the listeners and the viewers. So much appreciation, all of you, and the readers, as you can go onto the articles tab on wakeupcalldt.com this morning or at any time, and you can see my game story on the Jacksonville Jaguars shutting out divisional foe, the Colts. And I have one more piece of On the Prowl. I've been holding on to this, and I am so excited for this. And you're going to be able to have this instantaneously on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. We're going to download it and have it be its own special on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. We're going to put it on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com. Nobody has this except for what you're about to see right here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Other people may have spoken to him, but not like this. Andre Cisco, free safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a starter in his second season with the team, and a Syracuse Orange football alum, joins me right now for this special with a lot of words to the Syracuse Orange. Dan Tortora here with Andre Cisco, Syracuse product, coming here to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys got your first victory of the season and first AFC South win of any team, because last week with the Colts and the Texans tying, and then the Titans and you losing, this is the first win for the division. Just what you can say what it is to lead the AFC South early on here.
It lines up with what we envisioned for ourselves this season. The AFC South that's a checkpoint. That's when you win the AFC South, you go to the playoffs. It's that simple. So that's something that we have to get done, and we took a good step forward in that aspect today.
Matt Ryan, I don't know if you knew this going into it, he was 4-0 against the Jaguars in his career. You handed him his first loss against Jacksonville, 3 interceptions. The third one you picked off right on the sideline. Just what you can say about how the team played overall against Matt Ryan today.
We played really well. I think Matt, he's a vet, and when you know that, there's certain things that you can't give him, like pre-snap looks and things of the sort. So, he's a big-time quarterback, and to come in and handle his first loss is an accomplishment.
To see what this team did to not only get up, but to be able to hold that and shut out the Colts. Just what you could say about defensively, how this was a sound effort from everybody and every piece of this defense today.
We're just tough, grit. I think that's the best way. Me and Rashawn was on the sideline. Like that was just a tough performance by us. Like them coming into the red zone twice in the fourth quarter and coming away with no points. That's like it's unheard of probably in this league. So it's a big nod on us, to us. Appreciate the guys.
We got CB Cisco now. You got number 5.
Yeah.
Just what you could say about changing the number to 5.
Yeah, new era. I have no problem switching my number. I've always been like that. Like, you look past my career, I've had so many numbers. So, for me, I have 5 open. I thought it was a cool idea to link the name with Cinco, and that's what we're doing for now.
The Syracuse Orange, we were talking about it off the air, are 3-0 at the time that you and I are talking here. Just what you can say about what you've been seeing with the Orange.
I love my school. I love Syracuse. The boys look great. Schrader, Michael. We got another ACC dude hating in the back, but we look amazing. Looking forward to meeting them at the ACC championship this year.
What is it about this team and the guys that you did play with on that defense that you think it's all coming together right now?
I think they're hungry. They understand, they want to go to the next level. You can see it by the way they play. A lot of guys like Sean Tucker and all of them that really have a future in the NFL, they taking it serious. And you can see that by the way they approach the game. And they've been close for a long time. They've been through some losing seasons. They've had really down times together. You can tell that they put it together.
They've been calling it the mob mentality. What do you think about that?
I think it's dope. I know where it comes from too. Like Caleb was my roommate, so he used to always say mob. They from the DMV, so that's like a big thing for them. So now it's like catching on. I love that from them. That's dope.
If you go into the Lions, you coming here to the Jaguars, Trill going to the Dolphins, and then you see guys step up like Garrett Williams and Deuce Chestnut. What does it say about what Syracuse is building there that you can send 3 guys to the NFL and then have more NFL talent coming up?
It shows you what direction we're headed towards. It's definitely a salute to Coach Babers. He's doing the right thing with his coaching staff, getting the right guys involved, and then while guys are there, they're getting the best out of them. So big, huge credit to Syracuse for that.
So bring me to the wins here. You get a win here in Jacksonville. It feels good. You see your team in Syracuse 3-0. Do they feel the same? Do they feel different? Is one more than the other?
Honestly, once Syracuse won yesterday, I was like, I know we're going to win tomorrow. I know I'm going to have a big game. It was just like, it felt so right because that was a huge win. I mean, it's like the way it happened, closing out the game like that, it doesn't happen many times. We got Trevor in the back. He's also hating on Syracuse, by the way. But no, it's dope. I mean, it's a great weekend.
What's it like to be on a team with Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and other guys from the ACC that you had to go up against?
It's lovely because I know when it's time for game week versus Clemson, we finna talk trash the whole week, and I'm finna get them in a whole Syracuse jumpsuit.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna put a friendly wager up?
Oh, have to. We have to. Because
Okay.
I mean, the way the boys is playing, I could put the house on them right now. So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, fair enough. And any words that you have back to the Dome and to the fans?
Keep doing what y'all doing. The Dome been showing out, and I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could be there to see it, but keep showing out. Appreciate the love.
That coming from CB Cisco, baby. That is number 5 of the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, playing with his name and his number, CB Cisco, there with Jacksonville, and was with your Syracuse Orange just a couple seasons ago before getting drafted into the NFL. And the world is small and it is beautiful, and God is great that I had Andre Cisco at Syracuse, and now I have him in Jacksonville. Of any one of the 32 franchises he could go to, he goes to the one that I cover the closest. So, means the world to me. Very excited for that. Very happy for Andre Cisco, and happy to share it with you. We'll take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and when we come back around, we will bring you the ingredients to success and get you ready for the Fantasy Football Power Hour. Coming up momentarily right after this, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Always happy to be here with you. Always happy to be hanging out inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here inside of the Cafe Kubal studios where sports meets that thing called life. We've been all over the place. We were with Tortora and Alford, of course, Isaac Alford, inside of our pre- and post-game coverage we do throughout the season with Syracuse Football. Tortora and Alford is a product of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So we were on site at the Dome hanging out with Enrique A. Cruz Jr.'s family, the Brady Denneberg's family. Always great to see all of these wonderful people out there. Garrett Williams' family. Isaac and I had a fantastic time. Got some very nice sangria from the Cruz family. Shout out to Vanessa. Always drink responsibly. Your boy has never been drunk, and we're going to keep it that way. I just had to try it, right? A little sip, see how it tastes. It was beautiful. So we were out at the Dome. We were having a great time. We were hanging out with the families. we got to do our broadcast with you with Syracuse at 3-0. That started off the week. Tortora and Elford. I got to be down in Jacksonville with the Jaguars. Got to cover that game. Got to write a story. Got to do all those interviews that you got to see and have all those conversations with those wonderful people on the Jaguars team. Got to be around a fantastic Jaguars organization. Shout out to David Wolf and Alex Brooks and the whole crew out there. And then got to go to Disney and found something at Disney I've been looking for months that I'm going to be putting in a new edition of Superpowered Pop. And so I'm really excited about that. And do Diz with Dan, probably be like a mixture of both. And so very much looking forward to that. Got to spend time with Joey and Papa Joe and Mary and little Marissa the cat. So, I mean, these last few days have been absolutely incredible. My flights have been great. Thank God for that. My mom, thank God for her and everything that she's done. Thank God for my family down in Florida. Thank God for, my time at Disney. I went to 3 parks in one day and got to ride all the rides I wanted to ride. Got to go on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Got to go on Smuggler's Run inside of Galaxy's Edge. Got to get the hat that I wanted. And, because you got to be yourself, folks, and it's important to do that. So I got the hat that I wanted and I had to go out and search for it. Found it. Got to go on my favorite ride of all time, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom. Got to go on Avatar Flight of Passage, and the wait wasn't really long for any of these rides. Got to get my Yeti Sundae for the first time ever and take that picture near Expedition Everest, which was really cool. And got to go on Guardians of the Galaxy again and listen to to the conga song on that ride. Got to find the Eye of Agamotto that I've been looking for months. And I mean, really everything was tremendous. The food was great. Got to eat at all my places. Got the pizza that I like down there in Disney, and I got to go to Zaxby's and enjoy some Zaxby's as well. We don't have that up north, so this trip, honestly, I don't have enough words. I am so grateful. I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. I know that God is great. I know that God is such a beautiful God, and life is wonderful, and you got to live it, folks. You got to live it. You got to live it every single day. So that brings me to the ingredients to success here, proudly presented by the wonderful, wonderful team at Avicoli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. Definitely got to get yourself out to Avicoli's. Love it out there. And like I said, just wonderful people, a wonderful experience, and I just love it out there. I really do. So a big shout out to Avicoli's and all that you do to truly make it special for each and every single one of us. So big time shout out to Avicoli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, right down the road from Liverpool High School. And with that being said, it's time to get into the ingredients to success. And the topic for today, for me, for the ingredients to success, I would have to say, live in the moment. It's something that I have struggled to do my whole life. And a lot of times I'm not doing that. I'm caught up in another moment while I'm in this moment and not really taking it all in. And so, I would say the topic for today is live in the moment. Live in the moment. What does that mean? It means with the person that you're talking with right now, talk with them. Give them your attention. Give them your focus, right? Be with them and spend time with them, and when we're with people, sometimes we're thinking about this or we're thinking about that, we're thinking about the other thing. And, if you're like me, a lot of times you're thinking about, what you have to do next. And I, over time, started to stop doing that, right? I want to really be with my big brother Joey when I'm with Joey. And I want to talk with Joey, and I want to learn from Joey, and I want to hang out with Joey. And, when I'm at the airport, I don't want to just be like doing work. I want to kind of take in my surroundings, see who's there, see what's up, maybe say hello to someone and be nice to others. It's living in that moment, right? And I said that to myself when I was at Disney. I said, you're not going to be at Disney tomorrow. I said that to myself when I was at Disney this week. I said, you're not going to be here tomorrow. So if you don't enjoy it right now, you're not going to get the chance to be like, oh, okay, redo tomorrow. And why would you want to spend your whole life redoing every day, right? Oh, I didn't appreciate time with my mom, so let me go to lunch with her again. Oh, I didn't appreciate it again, so let me call her. Oh, I didn't appreciate that, so let me go to dinner with her. No, appreciate it now. Spend the time now. And don't wait to have those moments that you really appreciate, right? We get so caught up in, so what are the ingredients to success? Don't get caught up in all this stuff, right? Life is busy, okay? Life is busy. There's stuff going on. If you're a go-getter, if you're somebody that wants to get something out of your life is going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of different pieces running around and whatnot. So how do you stay focused? How do you appreciate the moment? Well, you got to give yourself time, right? You got to give yourself time. I know when I rush, my throat feels like, I got it feels like constricted. My chest gets amped. My body gets I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of go, 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 go. You know what I mean? I'm always going, but you have to find those moments where you stop, right? Taking a walk balances me. Playing with Lily, she deserves that. If I don't live in the moment, then my dog is just kind of roaming around the house, but I'm not really being her dad, and I know what it's like to have a parent that's there, but not there. And I know what it's like to have a parent that's there and is there. And I don't ever want to be the person that's on autopilot, right? If you ever watch the movie Click and he's trying to get through all these things in his life and he ends up speeding up his entire life. And he misses everything because he didn't appreciate the little things. So live in the moment, folks. Take a walk. I've had butterfly, the orange and black butterflies. I've had those butterflies literally follow me. I don't know if it's the same one or if it's a different one or whatever, but I've had those butterflies follow me for the last couple weeks, and they've followed me they followed me to driving. They followed me in Syracuse. They followed me in Florida. I've seen them all over the place. And take the time to look at the butterfly. Take the time to get the message, okay? God doesn't send you a ladybug for no reason, in my belief. He doesn't send you a butterfly for no reason. God doesn't make you stop for no reason, right? Normally, when God is stopping you, it's because he wants you to see something. And we spend so much time telling God what to do that we don't see it. You have to take the time and you have to make the most of it. Life is beautiful and it's such an incredible thing if you actually enjoy it. So live in the moment. Go see your friends, right? Text your family. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Don't be a person like I've been the last couple of weeks where I'm like, I got to do this. 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 And then I haven't done it. And then months go by and you haven't done it. Do the things that you need to do. Find the fun in life. Okay? If I have a problem today, I'm alive to have it. Yeah, that might sound crazy. Dan, why would you want to have problems? I don't want to have problems. But if I'm alive enough to have them, then that means no matter what problem I have, it's better than being dead. It's better than not being here. It's better than disappearing. Right? Because life is not going to be perfect. Things are going to challenge you. Things are going to affect you. And it's what you do in those moments that are going to determine how your life really is what it is. You can't afford to just mail in today. You can't afford to not appreciate today, I'll appreciate tomorrow. Because what happens with that mentality is you're on your deathbed going, I've been alive for X amount of years and I haven't realized. They always tell you, realize life when you're living it. right? Somebody finds out they're having cancer, they want to live. Somebody finds out they have AIDS, they want to live. Somebody finds out that, you know, they have ALS, they want to live. Somebody finds, I mean, I look at Jimmer, my buddy Jimmer, he was living way before he had ALS. And maybe he's living more now, but he was living back then and living better than a lot of people from the way he treated people. Don't wait for tragedy to live. Don't wait for somebody to die to see your relatives. Don't wait for something bad to happen in order for you to go, oh, I should probably appreciate the life that I have. You should appreciate the life that you have every day. And there are times where I don't take the time. And that's why I'm telling you in the Ingredients to Success presented by Avicoli's today to take the time to enjoy your slice of pizza. How about this? When you go to Avicoli's today and you get your slice, sit in the booth. Don't eat it in the car. Don't talk to your boss while you're eating it. Put your phone in your pocket. Put it on vibrate. Don't listen to it. Don't answer it. Shut it off if you have to, because you can't deal with the vibrate in your pocket. Don't check your email. Don't text anybody. Don't get on your phone. Eat a slice of pizza silently at Avicoli's. Give yourself a lunch break. Because in America today, we don't have lunch breaks. We eat lunch while we're doing work. Right? We eat lunch while we're running around. We eat lunch while we're doing something. Don't. Eat lunch, period. Eat lunch, exclamation point. Don't eat lunch, question mark. Eat lunch. Live in the moment. Eat lunch without working. Eat dinner without your phone out. When you're on the phone with your mom, don't be texting somebody else. Appreciate the relationships you have, the opportunities you have, the job you have, the life you have, the home you have, the blessings that God has given you. Take the time today to live in the moment by focusing on not a billion things, but focusing on what is going on in the task at hand. It's amazing how we can complete a whole lot of tasks one by one and seemingly can't really function when we're doing a billion things at once. Okay? I can multitask. Not everybody can multitask. But you know how beautiful it is to spend time on something and really give your time to that? That's when my best work comes out. When I'm creating a poster, I have to spend time with that poster and that poster alone. Because if I don't, and I'm doing this, that, and the other, I'm not focusing on it. And yeah, it may come out nice, but I didn't live in the moment. And my challenge for you today is to do that. Take moments today, live in them, and tell me how they went. With that being said, we're going to end this video on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I want to thank Bob Beretta of LeMoyne College for AD and DT, speaking on Club Sports and Intramurals. Make sure you sign up now, folks. Don't miss a moment. Would love for you to be a part of that. It's great, if for nothing else, to, you know, build relationships with people and get yourself out there on the prowl, featuring cornerback Tre Herndon. I want to thank Tre. I want to thank tight end Evan Engram. I want to thank running back Travis Etienne. And I want to, of course, thank Syracuse Orange alum and Jacksonville Jaguar free safety Andre Cisco. And let you know that On the Prowl will be with you all season long, folks. And I'm very proud to be wearing this Prowl shirt. The Ingredients to Success, Avicoli's, is open weekly for you, Tuesday through Sunday, for lunch, dinner, and drinks. Of course, drink responsibly. And you can make your way over to Avicoli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, for takeout and delivery. You can also call them at, and for catering, 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. And you can go to myavicolis.com as well. That's myavicolis.com. For those of you that are here with us on YouTube